Wait, isn't this supposed to be the other way? Today, I want to show you how I made this hardwood tabletop for $2 a square foot. I did this by using tongue and groove boards, which I found on Craigslist for $1 per square foot. But wait, didn't you say this was going to cost $2 a square foot? Yes, son. Because these aren't very strong on their own, that's where the second piece of the puzzle comes in.
Watch your profanity.
Those boards need to be attached to a stable piece of plywood that is the same size as the finished tabletop. The boards come in 20 square foot bundles, and the table is going to be 18 square feet. The first row is going to be the most important, so take your time and find the straightest piece that you can. I take that piece over to the table saw to cut off one side. This is an optional step that will make it easier to line up with the edge of the plywood and save some time later. I made sure to use plenty of glue and use every single clamp I had at my disposal. After the glue sets, you can follow up with your second row. Wait, isn't this supposed to be the other way? Oh my god. Good thing I caught this mistake early and cut a new set of starter pieces and glued them down with the tongue facing out. In between the boards, I used 2 gift cards with the same thickness to keep them consistent. This actually turned out to be a mistake, as you'll see later. It was just an attempt to combat natural wood movement, but the last project I did using this method is holding up just fine. Then it was a matter of pre-drilling and hammering in the nails. You would think this step is going to take forever, but it took me only 2 hours to get the whole tabletop done, which isn't that bad considering it's a hardwood tabletop. Woo! The results came out great. Even Cosmo agrees. The next day, I flipped the tabletop over and chopped off the extra bits. The reason we're going through this trouble is because a table of this size would normally cost more than twice the amount, but we're able to get away with it since they sell these boards in bulk. Plus, you might need access to a joiner and a planer, which are both expensive tools that most normal people don't have. I left the hardwood slightly proud on purpose so I could come back with my router and trim everything flush. None of my clamps were long enough to hold the frame in place, so I used screws to temporarily hold them there. To fix some of the imperfections in the wood, I used a combination of offcuts and this wood filler, which goes on pink but dries the same color as the wood. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can find this, as well as any other products used in this video. With the top sanded to an even surface, I set my saw to 15 degrees, set up a straight edge, and cut a bevel into the side. The finish I went with was water-based polyurethane. And right here is where those gaps that I left earlier came back to bite me. After putting on the second coat, I noticed that the gaps were not fully filled in by the polyurethane. It's probably asking too much of it. So I'm gonna have to sand off all of this finish and go in and fill these gaps with filler. But this wasn't a total loss because once I sanded all the filler off, it started to look really good. Also, it led to me capturing, in my opinion, the most satisfying shot in the whole video. There we go. Now that's correct. Since this video was more about the top than anything, I went with some pre-made legs that I bought off of Amazon. Again, I'll link that in the description. They're really easy to attach. All you need to do is to center your legs and attach them with 6 screws. Do you approve? Be a cat if you approve this table. There you have it, folks. Cosmo approved.
Got a blast!